Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Yeah, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid.
Boss Cowboys.
Your voice matters.
And it does. And it does. Oh, man. So Mike Zimmer saving Private Mike McCarthy. Boss, what you talking about? Well, you gotta be kind of familiar with the movie Saving Private Ryan. I'm gonna talk about that because Cowboy Nation was ready to get after Mike McCarthy and still is ready to get him. He was hanging on that cliff. He's still hanging on that cliff. But it's one guy. He performing so well. It's becoming hard to get rid of him. Mike Zimmer is saving this dude. So we gonna talk about it, man. Y'all sit back, cause this is very interesting, and I'm gonna break it down, only like I do. Boss Cowboy Sports, let's go.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Yeah.
No
New
watch,
watch.
no diamonds, no watch, good timing,
Yeah.
New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I know my rights is sipping in. I like having fun, I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yeah, it's for my twin. I work through the
My
night,
twin.
I do what I like, get a check, I go for the ride. I've been down the ride, for the win. Still move on the hush, never run for none. I face my fears, I just drop a 9 month to month,
Let's
still
go.
from year to year. New
New
watch,
watch.
no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. Get some checks, I invest, and I spend a check. Spend a check, get it back, then I take a rest.
Let's go.
Only race is the human, I take care of my skin. I was doing this as a rookie, now I'm up to bed. Set the trend, set the pace of play. I don't trip, but if I fall, bet I make a way. I take trips in the fall, watch the leaves change. I like to treat every day like it's my B-day.
Man, you better treat every day like it.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again.
Man, welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter.
Do it again, again, again.
And I need all the executives to have a seat. Let's talk some ball.
Do it again, again, again.
All right, man. Yeah, so today, I'm gonna kind of shed some light on what I think I'm seeing, because, in my opinion, Mike Zimmer is becoming such an asset to the Dallas Cowboys that it's actually becoming harder and harder to even consider getting rid of Mike McCarthy. So I said, and I'm gonna do some more work on this. I'm just getting started on this. But the value of Mike Zimmer is growing very, very strong, where it's making it risky to even consider moving on. Because think about it. When you dealing with the defense, right? And you saw us go to Mike McCarthy in the past when we obviously chose Mike McCarthy. Remember that Mike McCarthy first started with Mike Nolan. So sometimes you can get coaches wrong. I want to remind everybody about what Brian Broaddus said when he was on the Final Word. And he asked us all, what is the biggest risk that y'all see with these coaching changes that happen? And remember, he was talking about the prisoner swap that was happening between coaches. So when it was a transition of coaches with Kellen Moore, remember it was especially according to Brian Broaddus, a little bit of a tug of war. You fire my guy, I fire your guy. We got rid of Kellen Moore, so we go get rid of Philman. So I want y'all to remember that I know a lot of people didn't like Philman then, but wouldn't you want Philman now? See, how do you feel about Philman now? Because in that warning, that's what Brian Broaddus talked about. The risk of having major coaching changes to where you might get some of the sub coaches right and you might get some of the sub coaches wrong. And when you get those sub coaches wrong, what end up happening is that whole group pays for it. So when I'm looking at Zimmer right now, and I'm looking, my boy Black said, I don't like our defense. I love our defense. Yeah, say the defense, it's really, really clowning right now. Yeah, clowning right now. And so, in a nutshell, what's really going on is Zimmer and the quality of coaching that he's starting to do is also becoming an anchor to aid in the retention of Mike McCarthy. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but that's the reality of what's likely happening with the Dallas Cowboys, especially when you're dealing with an older Jerry. An older Jerry is not going to want to make changes. I hope y'all remember what the OC was talking about, where he was talking about when you young and financial advisors go always say take risks when you're young. But then when you get older, they're going to advise you to be more conservative. And that's what's going on with Jerry. Jerry is going to, and you got to look at it like Jerry. When you older and you know you're dealing with, like my boy OC said, your mortality, you are going to more so look at things on tweaking versus making major wholesale changes. So it's like we got to really understand the dynamics of the organization. That's why I named this show Saving Private Mike McCarthy, because that obviously, for those who know, came from the movie Saving Private Ryan, where you had obviously Private Ryan, who was, his real name was James Ryan. He was played by Matt Damon. So the way the movie kind of worked out, he had brothers who died in battle. So what happened is the department, the War Department had a sole surviving son project, to where if you was the sole survivor from brothers who was killed in war, they was go get you out the war because they didn't want parents to lose all their kids in war. So that's what the movie was about, obviously. And then you had obviously Tom Hanks, who was played by John Miller. And he was responsible for finding Private Ryan and saving him. And that's exactly what's going on right now. is Mike McCarthy is literally being saved. And just like Captain John Miller had all kind of wars and he had all kind of injuries and all kind of wounds going to save Ryan or Private Ryan, it's the exact same thing going on with the Cowboys, because the defense had the most wounds by far. So if we break down all the things that Mike McCarthy had to overcome, Zimmer. If we break down all the things that Zimmer had to overcome to get that defense where it is now, I don't see how people don't grow to really loving the value of Zimmer and what he's currently doing. So I'm going to spend some time and I'm going to talk about it in a little bit just to kind of catch everybody up exactly how Zimmer is starting to really save Mike McCarthy from falling off that cliff. And he really is. See, because any smart organization is going to say, it's not just about, because remember me and Coach Marv talked about this. I want y'all to hear me out. See, if you bring a new coach in here, a lot of times that new coach is going to likely want to bring his own coordinator. So what you could lose is the baby and the bathwater. So let's just kind of go through it a little bit. I'm going to kind of go through this real quick. The first thing, when you look at Zimmer and his improvements, the first thing that he overcame is he overcame the DT front office management. That's the first thing that he overcame. See, a lot of people, they looked at the front end of the season. Remember, we was getting ran on. The Saints had their way with us. The Ravens had their way with us on the ground. But it was something that Mike Marks said that hopefully a lot of people paid attention to. He said he don't like analytics. He said because analytics will tell you the what, but it don't tell you the why. Let me say that again. Mike Marks said the analytics will tell you the what, but it don't tell you the why. So if you really being fair and you look at what he was up against and what front office did to him, remember, they could have brought in Linval Josephs early. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm going to pause. How is Linval playing right now? I'm asking a real question. How is Linval playing right now? Anybody watching would say Linval is playing that one tech very good right now. Very good right now. So let me ask you a question. What if, and my boy Special K said great. I almost said great too, bro. Them linebackers are having straight, pure lanes because of how he playing, bro. And it's obvious. My boy, yeah. And my boy Truth said, good reps, Cowboys politics. JV said he's playing well. My boy Big Benny gave the thumbs up. My boy Chris 214 said he ain't say nothing yet. Oh, he said, what's up, boss? Truth MDP said he's playing better. So let's just use our common sense. If it took him about 4 games or 5 games before he started getting in his groove, what would have happened if they would have brought him into camp at the end of the draft like most people do? Most people try to have their free agent acquisitions done before even the rookie mini camps. What if he would have been able to get the full install from Zimmer? What if he would have been able to get the full off-season training instead of getting him in August? What if you would have had him early, like April? Would that have helped Zimmer? So Zimmer from the beginning was against the 8 ball, and it was not him that did it. It was front office. Front office promised that they was going to have some DTs at the start of camp. Did they keep that promise? Do y'all remember me playing him saying that over and over? Do y'all remember me playing Stephen Jones saying that he was going to have some DTs for camp? Some shoes for camp? Did he do that? So Zimmer had to deal with Linville brought in late, Justin Rogers leaving your team, Jordan Phillips really not getting a first shake because basically they gave him one time and they put him on a fake IR, and he was brought in late. But see, if you go listen to a lot of us, we shot him down. What did we do? We shot him down. But did we use our common sense? Did we look at when he was brought in?
Oh, hell no.
Did he get the proper opportunity to get acclimated to Zimmer's system, Zimmer's coaching?
Oh, hell no.
This was the hand Zimmer was dealt, and it had nothing to do with him. And that's why people started to say fire all the mics. Because just like the analytics, people was looking at the what and they wasn't looking at the why. They was not looking at the why. Zimmer was saying the whole time these DTs was going to work out too. He said, yeah, I'm going to get them boys up to speed. He sure did. Zimmer said, I'm going to get these boys up to speed, and they did. And then on top of that, let me ask y'all a question. I'm going to ask y'all a real question. How y'all liking Mozzie right now? See, Daywalker, you already beat me to it. Daywalker already beat me to it. My boy say slow development of Mozzie too. Yeah, I saw that same play. I saw Brian Peters. I saw that same play on the sideline where he slammed him on his head. Yeah, I saw Phil. Yeah, where he made that play on Gibbs versus Detroit. I saw that same play, and we got rid of him. We sure did. But let me go back. Let me go back to what I was asking. I know that exact play you talking about, Brian, because I noticed it too when I was watching Detroit and Buffalo. But back to what I was saying. How y'all liking Mozzie right now? I thought he was a bust. See, the bust that people were saying loud at the beginning of the season and the last year is starting to get quiet. It's starting to get quiet under the leadership of Zimmer. So, in the game of dominoes, I don't know how y'all play, but if we get a hand with 4 doubles, we put it back. Because we say that's not fair to you as the domino player. And I'm seeing y'all answers on Mozzie. A whole layout saying getting better. Mozzie is much better, improving, excited. Yeah. So, now, remember, he was dealt a horrible hand. He was given 4 doubles, but he was not allowed to put the dominoes back. He had to play that hand as it was dealt. He was dealt the bad politics of Phillips. He was dealt a late Linville Joseph in camp. He was dealt a Mozzie coming off shoulder surgery and needing to gain weight. And he was dealt Justin Rogers leaving. And the Cowboys front office said, that's your hand. Play it.
Oh, hell no.
You can't handle the truth.
That's your hand. Play that hand. How you doing? How's he doing? So, and that's just the first part of talking about Zimmer and what we starting to see out this defense. Don't get me started on the injuries, because the major injuries was on the defensive side, not the offensive side. The major injuries started from the very beginning. From Sam Williams to losing Tank. You lost Micah Parsons, Bland. You lost all of that. Plus you was dealt a very bad hand on your DTs. And he had to manage it. So let me ask y'all another question. How y'all liking the pursuit to the football from our defense? How y'all liking that? Because it's consistent now. See, it was up and down with Quinn. It was up and down. I haven't seen the game yet like Buffalo last year. Yeah, we lost Nealon too. Yep. Angie, it was all over the defense. The injuries, it was all over the defense. So just think about all the things he had to manage. Front office burnt them on the DTs. Injuries happen all at once. And these weren't no role player injuries. You lost your all pros and leaders out the gate. Yeah. And see, James, this is what we see. Because you saying stuff like this and because I'm saying stuff like this is also helping Mike McCarthy. It really is. It really is. Because I agree with you. Zimmer is coaching up to the point right now to where most of us with common sense starting to say what you saying. We need him back. Not just, it'd be good to have Zimmer back. No, it's starting to get to where we need him back. So this is what I said on Twitter. Zimmer's defense is playing so well now that he is saving Private McCarthy. Metaphor from the movie Saving Private Ryan. And this is why it is harder to move on from Mike, because the defense doesn't need new language, schemes, and changes. Think about what we'll be asking of this defense if we got another coach up in here. And just say simmer. Zimmer simmering. I like that. Yeah. Chris 214 said the continuity is showing. Now think about what we'll be asking of our defense if we get us a whole new coaching staff in here. If we get us a new head coach that don't want Zimmer in here. My boy said I'm giving Zimmer too much praise. Well, tell me where I'm lying, Jay. See, if you go say I'm giving him too much praise, tell me where I'm lying. So when I bring up a point, because I got a bunch of points on Zimmer, just tell me where I lie. Okay? Let me start over real quick. Did I lie about him having to overcome what front office did with them DTs? Did I lie about that? See, I see people want to knock what I'm saying. I need you to be specific, because I'm giving you specifics on what he's doing. And I'm just getting started. But think about what we'll be asking. Thank you, Truth. And on top of this, good point, Truth MVP. On top of this is his first year. Yeah. Andrew, I know. See, because some people still riding with the fire or the mics. Nah, I don't rock like that over here. I don't do blame. What I do is I look at cause and effect. It's just like my boy said. I hate analytics because it tells you what, but it don't tell you why. See, it's a lot of people that'll say if they analytical, right? Oh, we couldn't stop the run. Yeah. No, this ain't true. See, this ain't true. So you lying on me. He said, you just said that we didn't have a game like the Bills. I didn't say that. I talked about the pursuit to the ball. Was they not hustling to the ball? See, that's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about, and see, you also not looking at the why. And I just talked about that. See, y'all stuck on what, you got to look at why. So how we supposed to stop the run on the early parts of the season when the Saints was running it down our throat, Detroit was running it down our throat, but yet you brought your DTs in here late? See, people don't look at the why. Did we really give Zimmer the guys fairly for him to get them up to speed in a proper time? Did we do that?
Hell no.
We did not. So I think I'm being measured on my praise. This ain't about blame. This is about measuring and being accurate. I'm not interested in just fire all the mics. It's like, no. Yeah, I ain't doing it like that. I'm gonna have to. So, but let me go back to what I was saying. If you get a whole new defensive coach in here, you know what you asking? You asking for your defense to go from learning Dan Quinn, then finally getting real good at Zimmer scheme, getting rid of that, and then going to some new scheme. In 3 years, you talking about 3 different schemes. That ain't making sense to me. And the more I think about it, the more and more it's looking like we got to figure out how to get this offense going. Because that defense is starting to look like, especially if you give Zimmer another year, to where the guys will be used to his defense, understand, be more instinct. Yeah. If we been straight up, yeah, it's like we might need to try to figure out a way to retool that offense, because the defense is starting to be headed in the right direction. So no, I don't think I'm giving Zimmer too much praise. Special K, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't want to hear this, Special K, but it's kind of looking like that, brother. I'm just keeping it real. See, I'm not gonna give y'all content that's popular. I'm gonna try to tell you what I really believe is true. He said, sound like we need to resign Mike McCarthy. Sad to say, yeah. Or whatever retool we do, gotta include Zimmer. Yeah. Or if we get rid of Mike, you might need to make Zimmer the head man. It might. Because it's becoming more and more obvious. Edge say, I don't want to hear that. I'm just telling you the truth. And see, I got some good news that my boy Amp showed me. Amp showed me the best news this year. I'm going to say that to the end. That might make you feel a little bit better about Mike McCarthy. And I'm going to tell you something. Me, DMV, and Amp are going in on Wednesday. You better be here for that show. Because we going in, because we got some good news for y'all. The only reason I'm not playing it today is because I could not download it. Ooh, I want to tease y'all so bad. But let me get back to what I was saying. So he was dealt a bad hand on the DTs. My boy say, say, hold on, bro. Wait. That boy say that reside Mike talk making my ass itch. I feel you, bro. I feel you. You gonna like my news at the end, and I'm gonna prove it too. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. I'm gonna tease you now. My boy Amp. Amp called me. He said, "Boss, I was listening to the pregame, and I got the pregame clip, and I listened to it. He was not lying. He said, Stephen Jones said right before the game, we will run the ball today. On his own. And guess how many rushing attempts we had in that blowout or that big win? 40. Man, I'm going to come back to that on Wednesday. See, we had so many rushing attempts that game. We didn't only feed Rico, we left some for Zeke. Man, hold on real quick. See, we go kill that on Wednesday. We ain't gonna give it away today. We gonna say that to Wednesday. Ooh, that boy had so many attempts. He not only fed Rico, he was like, you want some of these attempts, Zeke? You want some too? Because that's how the running game should be when it's working. You supposed to run it down their throats. Whenever anybody getting over 5, you supposed to get into the 40s. And for the first time this year, we wasn't just in the 30s. We was in the 40. Yes, D.A. Lee. D.A. Lee, yes. Yes. Yes, D.A. Lee. Yes. Yes. That's what it sounded like to me. He said, so front office is dictating the play call. Yep. But this time, I think they listening to the right crowd. See, because who they was listening to at first was the pass-happy people. See, that's the doctrine that front office was listening to at first. I think they starting to come over to the good football people like Coach Marv, Amp, my boy West Coast, me. You know what I'm saying? The people that's really preaching that balance. Yeah, balance. Like what you said. So, yeah, they dictating again, but at least they dictating it to the right place. And we gonna talk about that. Yeah, I feel you on that, James. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. My boy say, I don't like a chemical engineer telling me how the office is going to be played. I need my, yeah. Yeah. It's the ugly hand we dealt over here. It is. Yup. And truth MVP. It should have been. We win. I'm gonna tell you 3 games we win. If Steven would have said this early. We beat San Fran, we beat Atlanta, and we beat the Bengals. I don't care what nobody say. Them 3 games, we win those games. My boy with the super chat, he say, first time he used 2 backs properly this season. Yup. Yup. And ain't it funny that it happened when Stephen Jones said pregame, we will run the ball today. And he did it. I listened to it. Amp told me. He sent me the time mark. I listened to it. And sure enough, we was running sometimes the running backs 3 times in a row. We wasn't doing that this year, bro. We closed out the game right. We closed out the game with the right person. We closed the game out with Zeke. That was how you do it. That's the closeout back. That's the tough yard back. I finally saw common sense in the backfield. I sure did. You did too. And that's why we really handled them. So we gonna talk about that more on Wednesday. We gonna go in depth with it though. So me, DMV, and Amp go take that. We go. Listen, I'm excited about that show. Cause see, it's some things that can happen in the future that can make everything come together for next year. This year is done with. But next year, if we finish right and we establish the right identity at the end of the season, it also establishes the identity for next year. Man, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm getting excited. Man, hold on. We go pause. I'm gonna say that to Wednesday. Hold on. Y'all starting to hit with the super chat, so let me hit the button. Y'all come in with the super chats. Y'all give me a sec. Let's go. Ooh wee. Chris 204. OG say, stay on course with the balance next year with Dak. Yeah, that's why it's important on how we finish. Wednesday, listen, y'all. Wednesday is going to be the show of the year. I'm going to just tell you right now, it's going to be the best show of the year. I'm going to just tell you right now. With me, Amp, and DMV, it's going to be the best show of the year. Especially if it play out like it seemed like it's getting ready to play out. If Stephen Jones has changed and starting to push the run game, because I proved this last week with Mike Marks. I proved this without a shadow of a doubt. That basically what happened is the NFL went from a passing league, and honestly, within 2 years, it has aggressively switched to a running league. See, when you go look at the Detroit game versus Buffalo, what was really going on between those two teams? Was they airing it out, or was they keeping it on the ground? What was really driving all the points that we were seeing Buffalo versus Detroit? So, and I showed last year where out of the playoff teams, it was only 3 that was passing. The rest of them was running teams. See, when you have a successful playoff trend like that, the league is going to copy it. So I believe Steven is starting to catch up. When you starting to win games with noodle arm Cooper Rush getting behind that running game, yeah, you come around. You come around. Because, see, they gave that passing philosophy this whole season, basically. That's what happened. And if they are 30-plus attempts from here on out, we gonna be cold as hell next year. If we do the same thing with that, which we should. Like, how can you win games, especially if you beat a team like Philly, and if you beat Washington again running the ball? Oh, that's gonna tell us exactly what to do going into next year. That's gonna be like, focus on the run game. If you can get Genty, get him. Yeah, that's what it's gonna tell us. So anyway, all right, but now I'm dipping into Wednesday show. Let me get back to this show. All right, so I asked about the pursuit to the football. Now, I said pursuit to the football. I'm gonna say it again. Don't misquote me. The pursuit to the football is not like Buffalo was last year. The pursuit to the football, not how well they played. The pursuit, their intensity, their hustle. What games do you see them loafing like they did versus Buffalo and versus Green Bay? What games? See, we can name the games last year where the defense took it off. Where they was like, yeah. And my boy said, I want a wide receiver in the first round. It depends on our identity. To me, it depends on our identity. If we finish out the year running the ball real strong, I want the running back. If we pass happy again and they was teasing, I want the wide receiver. It depends. It just depends on the identity. All right. My next thing on Zimmer. Containment. When was the last time we complained about containment? When was the last time we complained about containment? I'm asking a real question. The only time I complained about containment was like the first 2 games. And it wasn't the defensive ends, it was the corners. The corners were struggling to hold containment, not the defensive ends. People are keeping the running lanes. Yep. They keeping their integrity. Yep. And I agree, Angie. If you keep Mike McCarthy, you get a receiver. Yep. I agree. Yep. And right, Brian, it depends on who the coach is. Like, to me, who we pick depends on who the coach is and what identity is. I agree with that. Perfectly agree with that. We won't really know what's the smartest pick until we know who the coaches are, in my opinion. But yeah, we don't talk about containment no more with Zimmer, do we? We don't talk about discipline no more, do we? No. Let me ask you a question. What about the linebacker play under Zimmer? Let me ask you a question. Which linebacker play was better? Was the linebacker play better under Zimmer or Dan Quinn? This is a good question right here. He said, do you think we need a running back in the first? Because Rico looking good right now. That's a real good question. It depends on who the running back is, one. 2, it depends on if Rico get injured or not. Because Rico still is under evaluation for me. Because talent was never an issue with Rico. It's more about his injury history. So I'm still wanting to see, is he going to finish the season? But I asked the question. And I see y'all answering already. And I appreciate it. I asked the question. Which one had better linebacker, Zim or Dan Quinn? So overwhelmingly, y'all are saying it's Dan Quinn. And I mean, not Dan Quinn, Zimmer. So it's overwhelming. Like, I don't think Dan Quinn got 1 vote. Me looking at how y'all voting right now. Everybody is unanimously saying Zimmer. The linebacker play is night and day better under Zimmer. And it is clear. Yeah. And then my boy said Quinn has safeties playing linebacker. He also has some regular size linebackers too. He did. It ended up being safeties playing mostly linebacker because we began to cut them. You know, like we got rid of Harper. We got rid of Evans. We got rid of his normal size linebackers. Then my boy Weewu with the super chat say, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver is how I want us to draft regardless. I can see that too. And I can see why you said that. And then my boy T Church say running back in a second. I can see that too. Makes a lot of sense. But y'all overwhelmingly, when I asked which the linebackers, which one had the linebackers playing better, y'all are overwhelmingly saying it was him. And it's clear. Even Eric Kendricks looked better. Because, see, I looked at his film with the Chargers. He looked way better under Zimmer than he did with the Chargers. He looked like he was losing a step with them, to be honest. I'm being honest, bro. He didn't look like Zimmer with Minnesota. He didn't look like Eric. But see, Zimmer has returned his youth. Yes, he has. My boy say, Brian Browder said, so interesting, play BB at right guard to get a good look. Thoughts? I love the idea. You know, because see, everything is, to me, this is the time you should also evaluate too. You should be evaluating and trying to figure out what's best right now. So I don't have no problem with that. No problem with that. So, cause at the end of the season, you know, we all gonna have to do some straight up film work, film comparison, and really look at these guys side by side. I haven't done that yet, but I will. So, yeah, so it's no way to see how good this whole group is and was playing and not understand that Zimmer, the value of Zimmer. Cause see, y'all know I believe in the Book of Boss. Y'all remember what the Book of Boss is? See, the Book of Boss, verse 1 to chapter 3 preaches this. If an individual is playing bad, you blame that individual. But if that whole group is playing bad, then you look at the coach. And then you flip it around. But if that whole group is playing good, you also reward that coach and you pay that coach top dollar because they are of extreme value. That's the Book of Boss. Quoted. I believe that wholeheartedly. Which is why I'm gonna go ahead and reveal right now and come back to Zimmer. My star of this game. I got this from Coach Marv. The guys who work with speed, toughness, was available and relentless. My star a little different. My star is Paul Gunter. See, I could easily make my star player for this game a player, but nah. If I'm keeping it real to the Book of Boss, it's Gunter. Because let me ask y'all a question. When we lost Overshawn, who really thought that Lua Fowl could play so well that you don't even really miss him this fast? Who thought that? Nobody. Let's be honest. Because see, Overshawn was on a all-pro playing level. He was. But then Lua Fowl has to step up under the coaching of Paul Gunter. Because, see, that's not Scott McCurley anymore. See, we saw the work of Scott McCurley last year when the linebackers was bumping into each other, misdiagnosing plays, not downhill, all the stuff that we hated, right? We saw that last year under Scott McCurley. Under Paul Gunter, we're seeing something totally different. Under Zimmer and Paul Gunter, we are seeing them linebackers ball out. So how does Paul Gunter not get the star coach, player, whatever you want to say, of the game? Let's keep going though, because I'm still talking about Zimmer, but I want to highlight Paul Gunter. How do you not highlight what he doing in that linebacker room? And yes, Rico Jones, you hit the nail dead on the head. Yes, sir. Louis Zim pick. Yep. See, remember Brian Broaddus, he said it perfect on the final word. He said, man, because he was talking about when it was a war of coaches. They fired Kellen Moore, then we got rid of filming, or the front office got rid of filming, and they got rid of Mike McCarthy's assistant head coach. And he said, that's where I see the risk. And see, you see the guys that Zimmer bringing in here, you see the difference they making? So what if you get Scott McCurley or a Scott McCurley type with the next coach? Y'all willing to risk that? Let's keep going though. All right. The 6-man fronts that Zimmer put in. Who was doing 6-man fronts? Who was doing that? See, we need a young coach, boss. Boss, we need a young coach. That boy Zimmer brought in 6-man frontsters, especially early in the season when he was determined to stop the run. Who was willing? Man, re-sign Kendricks too. Special K, I don't know. I don't know. Cause I think Louisville might be ready to take that jump. But I'm open to it, depending on his price. I think I'm almost ready for Louisville to take on the mantle of the green dot. But that's an off-season discussion. But the 6-man fronts that Zimmer was doing. Another thing, the creativity of having Micah Parsons at 3-tech and linebacker. So we was doing the watch party this Sunday. And so obviously I was dealing with some technical stuff, so I wasn't able to keep up with the game. So when I finally, got the watch party going, I said, Coach Mar, what's going on? Catch me up. What did I miss? First thing Coach Mar said, he said, Micah Parsons has already played 4 positions. He said, boss, he played 3-tech, he played 9, he played linebacker. He done did all that in the first quarter. Boss, we need us a young coach. Listen, if I'm getting from my old coach young man innovation, I don't need a young coach. I'm going to say that again. If I'm getting young man innovation from my old coach, I don't need the young coach. And I agree with you on that because of the Overshawn injury that helps the case for Kendricks. I absolutely agree with that. But look at the creativity that we're getting with Zim. Especially the creativity with your best player. Look at the restoration of Jordan Lewis under Zim. Am I lying on that? We haven't seen this Jordan Lewis since 2017, where all of us loved Jordan Lewis we loved rookie Jordan Lewis. We loved this vet, Jordan Lewis, who brought out that dog again. Who? I'm asking a real question. Who brought that dog out? Who got Micah Parsons playing the 3-tech? Dan Quinn never did it. Never did it. And let me tell you something. And I'm keeping it all the way real when I say this. You still ain't seen the best Micah Parsons yet. Because you ain't seen the full vision of Zimmer yet, of Micah Parsons. You know how I know? What did he say he was going to do with Sam Williams before he got hurt? Let's think about this. What did he say he was going to do with Sam Williams before he got hurt? He said he was going to do the same thing with Sam Williams that he doing with Osa right now. What is he doing with Osa right now? See, Dan Quinn was given more rotation. He was a rotational defensive coordinator where he wanted a lot of fresh bodies. Zimmer said, nah, I want my best players out there. Remember, he said with Sam Williams that he was going to have Sam Williams playing 70% of the snaps at end. Do y'all remember that? So let me ask you a question if we just using our common sense. If Sam Williams was going to be playing 70% of defensive end snaps, what was that going to do to Micah? That mean Micah was going to be able to move around like never before. But when we lost Sam Williams, we also lost the ability to use Micah Parsons as a true chess piece. I'm telling y'all, we have not even yet seen the best of Zimmer. Because Zimmer this whole year has been more so managing crisis. He been managing crisis this whole damn year. The meddling in the front office, all the injuries from the beginning, and he's saving Mike McCarthy. He sure is. And I'm not lying. Tell me where I told one lie yet. Tell me, where did I lie even one time? Where did I lie? This boy Zimmer is acting a complete nut. And we haven't even seen the best of him. His defense is just now starting to get acquainted to his schemes. This is the warm-up Zimmer, y'all. And it's saving Mike McCarthy. It really is. Cause Cowboy Nation, just like them alligators, we is ready to eat this dude. We is ready to eat you, Mike. But now we starting to look at it like, Zimmer doing so good, we might need to try to figure out how to work with your ass. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. For real, I'm not lying. And tell the truth, Zimmer is starting to make the case so much that we now gotta say, Mike, as much as you've been pissing me off, we might need to tweak some things around you. Cause Cowboy Nation, we ready to eat you, dog. We ready to eat you, dog. But Zimmer's like, wait. He putting his hand out. He like, I gotta save Private Mike McCarthy. I gotta save you. And even Cowboy Nation, who's sitting there like them alligators, like, I'm not quite ready to just eat you yet. Because there's somebody with you that's starting to win me over. It is real. It's real. Saving Private Mike McCarthy. Just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. I know y'all hate to hear that. I'm just giving you the reality. That's all I'm doing. And Angie, I appreciate what you said. Angie say, boss, I appreciate you really telling us your version of the truth. Because it's not easy. Because see, let me tell you, it's easier. Trust me, it's easier to jump on the campaign, just fire all of them. That's an easy campaign because we mad. Because we mad. If I wanted a whole bunch of subs, I'd just be hating Mike. See, this is the one thing me and Coach Marv disagree some on Mike McCarthy. Not all, some. But this is where I give Coach Marv the ultimate credit. He believes it. So everybody that watched the watch parties know Coach Marv cannot stand Mike McCarthy. He just can't stand him. But I know he believes it. That's the most important thing about Coach Marv. He believes it. And I'd rather be doing content with people that we might go back and forth. We might fight every now and then about different small things we might disagree with. But I know he's been authentic in his convictions. It's not a lot of authenticity right now by Mike McCarthy. I'm going to be honest. We got to be very careful that we don't fall for people that's rage baiting us, where they trying to give us content to feed us what we want to hear. We mad, so we like fire everybody. But no. We got to really slow down and kind of measure this. We got to wait. You might throw a baby out with that bath water, so wait. Let's just, And I listened to some people. It's some people that got some good reasons on why they don't want Mike McCarthy here. So if you somebody that don't like the creativity, that's fine. That's fine. No, we don't got no problem with that. But let it be a real reason and not no fake controversy reason just because you're trying to get us to subscribe to your channel. And I'm going to be honest, too many writers, too many people in the media, and too many content creators are frankly lazy. Where they don't really do the real research. They just kind of emotional content, just all emotion. Not really making the case either way. It's not. Make your case, bruh. Sister. Make your case. Yeah, give it up for Coach Mars. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me keep going, though. I'm almost finished, y'all. I'm almost finished. I'm just making the case. Hold on real quick. Oh, Had to sneeze, y'all. Another thing. And y'all know this important to me. Something that's very important to me. My boss say, call him out, boss. Nah, I can't do that, bro. As much as I would want to, it's a certain way. My boss say, call him out, boss. As much as I would want to, it's a certain way we got to play in the streets. You know, we got to always respect other people, even when I don't like the way they do things. It's about respect, you know, and about moving in a way to where my good and what I'm trying to do is not spoken of as evil. Because there's so many Karen ass people out here, Karen ass content creators, straight Karen, where they'll start some bullshit and then turn around and blame you for checking their ass. For real. For real. Be the instigators of shit, and then when you slap them, bitch, stop this whole ass shit you doing, right? Boss, he gatekeeping. Oh, for real? That's what we doing. That's what we doing. When really you was clowning, and somebody had to check you for clowning. When I already, man, don't get me started. It's a whole lot of fake shit all the time. Just trust me on that. But let me keep going. Very important to me, treating bastards like sons. See, Butler was a bastard. He was a bastard. And it was plenty of sons that could have went in front of him. We know that front office is always go push they drafted guys. We know that. We know that. But Butler was the ultimate test for Zimmer to stick his neck out on the line for who we normally don't give chances to. We don't give chances to the free agent guys that we bring in from the outside. But what did Zimmer do? So Zimmer, and this is why I think he should be in. I think his name should be in the hat for our head coach too. And I'm talking about Zimmer. Because see, Zimmer said before dealing with front office, he said, do you always get what you want? No. Right? And he was talking about his relationship with Jerry and Steven. Remember? When he first got here, that was one of the first things he said. He said, do you always get what you want? He said, no. But what is that telling you? That's telling you that Zimmer knows how to work the Joneses. See, because when he first started playing the corner, Butler was nowhere in sight. So obviously, one of their guys had to go first. Carson. So Carson had to, fail first. And then That's when you go make the pitch for your guy. Because honestly, you got to know how to work with front office. With front office, that's how it works here. Their way got to go first, and when it don't work, then they try your way. Zimmer knows that, and Zimmer knows how to play that. That's why we saw their guy first, then we saw Butler. But at least we saw him. At least the bastard got a chance. And the bastard would have been... for those who don't know what bastard is, that's a free agent. Because we got a bad tendency of how we treat our free agents. So, when you add it up, yeah, seatbelt, Carson, yep, yeah. And so when you add it up and you look at all the dysfunctions for all my Domino's players, all my Domino's players, we already know there are certain hands when you get them, you show the table, oh, I got 4 doubles. They put them back in there and say, watch those dominoes again. That's not a fair hand. We ain't gonna let you play a game with 4 doubles. Sadly, some people don't know about dominoes, but that's how we play it. If you get 4 doubles, especially if you get 5, you washing all them. No, rewatch this. We cannot play a hand where you gave me 4 doubles. Well, Zimmer had 6 doubles, and he playing a damn good hand. Think about what I just said. If you able to play a good domino hand with 6 doubles, you know how to play them damn dominoes. Yeah, you know, yeah. The DTs, the politics that's here, right? The injuries that he went through. You know, especially if you name them all individually and still going through. He playing a damn good hand. And if you able to play a hand like he playing with these guys as your boss, you nice. My boss said, I want to learn dominoes. So I'm going to tell you, if you ever get 5 doubles, the first rule is show the table and say, I got 5 doubles, man. We need to rewatch this. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. I don't know nobody that let you play a hand with 4 doubles. We don't play it like that where I'm from because it got to be fair. And Zimmer was not giving a fair hand. So I'm going to tell y'all this because I want to highlight a couple of things. This next part, what I'm finna say, I got this from Bobby Belt, who said this morning. I'm going to repeat it, but the source of this thought came from Bobby Belt, and I thought it was genius. So I'm going to raise this as Star of the Game Part 2. And you know who it is? The Gamecocks. I thought that was a beautiful thought by Bobby Belt. The Gamecocks. South Carolina. They showed out this game, man. Them South Carolina boys. Rico out of South Carolina. Best game. Israel, South Carolina. Best game. Jalen Brooks, South Carolina. That was a very good observation by Bobby Belt. I loved it. The star player of the game of them guys who came out of one school, South Carolina. They had a damn good game. All of them had a damn good game. And especially Israel and Rico. Israel to me, is making an easy case why he needs to be a priority signing into next year. He's a free agent that got to come back. I don't care how bad he get on y'all nerves. I don't see why they have not yet learned how to use him. Yep, the Gamecocks. I just love that. That was a good thought. So, this one finna shock you. My star of the game, Stephen Jones.
Oh, hell no!
I already hear what y'all saying. Why Stephen Jones? We gonna talk about that more on Wednesday. Cause I already teased you. I'm gonna say it again. My boy Amp sent me the evidence. He sent me the evidence that Stephen Jones came out and said, we are gonna run the ball today. He said it Sunday before kickoff. So when Stephen Jones laid out the vision of what the offense is going to be, it was so. Yep. My boy say what? Yep. I said it. I did not hesitate at all. Yep. You can clearly see it. You can clearly see it. When he left that out there and said what was gonna happen, and we gonna prove it. I'm gonna have the clip ready Wednesday, and we gonna make the whole case of what could be getting ready. Yeah. And see, and I feel you on this, wee woo. We gotta give credit for people that divorce bad ideas. Yep. See, that's what's wrong with a lot of us. A lot of us, once we bet against somebody or speak against somebody, we don't know how to turn around and give them credit. It's a whole lot of people who would never, ever, 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 ever give Z credit. I don't care if he go crazy. They go just be quiet. Why? Because they spoke against him and they don't know how to get out of it. They don't know how to reverse what they said. I can use a whole bunch of different examples. Some of that going on with Schoonmaker right now. Schoonmaker is clearly closing the gap on Ferg, but you ain't gonna hear nobody say it. You know why? Because we spoke against Schoon and we said he was a bust. It's a whole lot of people that would never, ever, ever say, which is obvious right now, that Mozzie is playing better. You know why we can't say that? Because some of us already called him a bust, so we don't know how to go back and say, you know what, I was wrong. Paul, you exactly right. It's millions of people that do that with Dak. Right now. Because they bet against Dak, they cannot bring themselves to give Dak credit, don't matter what he does. I'm not going to be like those people. If Stephen Jones came around, and we won't know if he came around until we watch the next 3 games. The next 3 games will be the ultimate test of if we trying to turn the corner or not on this identity, being a run identity. We gonna know in the next 3 games if we really trying to really attempt to make that turn to where the rest of the league is now. See, because we went and tried the passing offense, the passing league. We tried that bullshit. And it's what had us out of balance for most of this season. But if Stephen Jones really kept it true to what he said pregame and is really making an attempt to put the pressure on Mike McCarthy to be a run offense, then guess what? I'm going to give him credit for it. I'm not gonna keep talking against somebody who showed me that he listened and he is starting to change. I'm not gonna be like some of y'all. So if I see Mozzie getting better, guess what? I'ma say it. I don't care if everybody's saying Schoon was a wasted pick. That is bullshit. Schoon is clearly closing the gap on Ferg, and it's clear. Schoon is clearly better. I don't care what none of y'all say. Mozzie is clearly playing better. I don't care what none of y'all say. Because it's the truth. And I'm not going to say what people say because it's popular. I'm going to do my best to tell people the true things that's going to help us win. And if Stephen Jones has come around to the rest of the league that's really winning it on the ground, we should accept it and be happy for it. That's why for this particular game, he is also my star of the game.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Love, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me,
I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the 2nd grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid.
Love, dollar bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Niggas hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction, surplus with niggas lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, green to go, even when it's slow. Higher heights of balance